And one step at a time, beloved. So I was on the bus and I got my confirmation. This guy showed me his bracelet and said, "You know where this is from? This is from jail." Then he showed me a piece of paper that said released, and it was highlighted in yellow. And I wasn't about to take video of that. So I know the other video might have made some people a little, but it's between me and my wife. And helping her understand. Like normally I would have stopped making these videos, but I'm walking her out of her situation. And that's why I haven't been able to work. So that's love. So praying on it, and we got confirmation, and the questions that she has are the questions I answer through these videos. And I try and keep it lighthearted and as positive, because I make all things new and all things beautiful. So when you're thinking about, there wasn't really evil in the garden. It wasn't that. It was, she didn't really know God. And I did. So and the lie the church tells itself is, if I disobey God, I still can be happy. And that influence she was pretty overwhelmed, because you've never been stared at by God. And she was sleeping there, and I was already thinking about something else, but I was just staring at her. And that kind of freaked her out. It terrified her, actually. And I do that sometimes. I'll stare, but when you're stared at by God, it's pretty scary. And I hadn't really dealt with how confused and livid I was over going to hell in the first place. I had already done my time there, and to go back, it did not make me happy. So it's a lot of pressure on someone, but you also have to realize she didn't know anything. So she's like, what are you doing? I'm talking to God. How come he doesn't talk to me? You hear that voice? And she would have never really gotten to know God unless we left with her. So it has a lot of meaning in it. And I was tired. Really, really tired. And one thing, if I'm giving my strength and my light to someone, and they're not using it for my purposes to better their life, then it frustrates me. And when we got into the situation and I got to see firsthand what she was dealing with, my respect actually grew for her, believe it or not. I understood it was my strength sustaining her, but what she had her hope in was that she would get to marry me. And that's what I agreed to. So one thing, I was walking and the Holy Spirit was explaining to me a lot of things. And it was, well, she has to learn she can't do whatever she wants, because that's how she got into the situation. So we had to kind of unravel and piece back together our marriage, because as soon as we left. It was destroyed. And more importantly, she had to believe me when I'm saying this is from God and this is what God is saying. Because I don't look like a regular minister, so I understand where the doubts came from. And what I've been saying to a lot of people is you put expectations on me, and I'm happy to help. But if you're not helping me help you, it makes it that much more difficult. You're going to have to put forth some effort. And I was talking to my friend, and he has a fully furnished house with TV, and he was saying that he's mad because he has to buy a cheaper product as far as the beer he drinks, you know. Just looking at him like, walking by faith, you can appear delusional, but when you have your confirmation, it's easier. Is all I can tell people. Because I've been doing it for a long, long time, and a lot of things might not make sense at first. But then you take another step and it makes more sense. So I'm really I'm keeping my promises in a pleasant, amazing way. 100%, babe, you're at 100%. And don't be angry with yourself. I far remember the good. I don't remember anything bad, alright? And I don't have any more righteous anger. I don't have any anger in me anymore. Alright, so he's off meth, and we were watching this rock band, and one of the members gave their life to Christ. So you never know where God is going to show up. And then in the video I saw my wife. I was like, oh, she's coming. She was wearing white. And I was like, yeah, that's about the look I usually get from her. About that time, there was this time I was sitting down with Peter and Judas, and I didn't know it, but Peter was saying, you're taking it out on us, like you need to stop doing that. And I was just kind of ranting at the time. And then I ended up utilizing gravity, and then the podium hit the ground. And so it's kind of been like that, but this is much more pleasant. So yes, it's real, beloveds. I'm gonna go upload this. I love you. Oh, and then I got somebody to give him $10 and paid him back for his kindness. All right.